Hello and welcome to TradeSmart, where I test objective, rules-based strategies and code the best ones into highly customizable and trading bot automation ready TradingView strategy scripts. Today's video is a special one because I recently finished a new update on our best strategy version 2 beta script. With this new update, now the strategy can use 3 stop losses, 3 take profit options, have 9 filters like RSI, stochastic, TDFI, volume oscillator, have many date and time limiters, risk percentage based position sizing, and finally the trading bot automation section too. With this trading bot automation section, now you can set up the strategy with your broker or exchange using 3 commas, Wonder Trading, and many other trading bot automation services. For discounts on these services, please check the affiliate links down in the description. This means you set up the strategy once, forget about it, and the strategy will enter and exit trades automatically all day, every day, without you needing to do anything. So in this video, I will explain the new features of the strategy, show you a new optimization I made for the NQ or US 100 that you can try out today if you become a Smart Trader Tier member on our Patreon. But don't worry if you don't want to subscribe, you can still try out the strategy manually, as I will explain every indicator needed, all the rules of the strategy, and show you my optimized parameter settings. So without wasting any time, let's get right into it. Okay, let's get right into it. So this is how now the best strategy version 2 beta script looks like. The new functions are the following. We have the trade overlap mode on the top. Here you can choose from 3 options. I will show you examples of all of these in just a minute. I've coded here the risk management option, which means that now you can enter into trades using a set percentage that you want to risk on each trade. This is calculated based on the distance of the entry level and the stop loss level. So for example, if I set here a 0.3% risk per trade, that means that on each trade, the strategy will risk to lose 0.3% from either the initial capital or the current capital. The initial capital option will be a non-compounding option, but the current capital is a compounding one. Now here's a quick tip: if you are optimizing, always use the initial capital, and maybe at the final stages start to switch to current capital to get even better results. Okay, these were in the previous update too. These two, the exits were there too, but here we got another new section, which are the force exits. So if you want to, for example, exit after 3 candles counting from when you enter the trade, then you just tick this box. You set after how many candles you want the strategy to exit the trade, and it will do so. This can be good if you are optimizing and want to trade short-term plays, and you don't want to stay in a trade for more than 5 candles. Under that, we have the force exit at specific time. Here you can set up exactly when to close the position if the position haven't hit the stop loss or the take profit level before that. This can come handy if you are trading, for example, stocks, and you want to close the position before the end of the day so you don't hold the position overnight. Again, if you want to use it, just tick the box next to it. Okay, now we have trend filter. This was in the previous update. But the distance from MA filter is another new one. This lets me control how far the entry level can be from a set moving average. Why is this good? Well, generally the price tends to move back to the moving average. So if the price is really far away from its moving average, it means that the price might be overextended and a riskier entry. So if you don't want to enter trades, let's say if the price is further than 4% from the set moving average, which you can set up here, then you tick this box, set up 4%, and you are all set. Now compared to our other premium scripts, this distance from MA filter is a bit more advanced, because you can select the allowed side. The first option is that long above, short below. This means that if this option is selected, then long entries are only allowed above the moving average, and short entries only below the moving average. Now there's the opposite version of that, so if you are building a mean reverting strategy, then you can allow long entries only below the moving average and short entries only above the moving average. Or you can choose to allow both sides. Moving on, the stochastic filter was in the previous update, but the ADX filter is a new one. The ADX filter performed really well in my best momentum filter video. I really recommend you to check it out. I will leave a link down in the description. So I decided to implement it into this strategy too. Now how does this work? Let me show you. So let's say you want to use the ADX filter with an EMA. To do that, just tick the Use ADX and also tick the Use ADX EMA filter. Now let's set the ADX to the chart and an EMA. So we need the average directional index and an EMA. The moving average exponential. Now I will move the moving average exponential onto the ADX like this and change the EMA source to ADX. This way the EMA will move according to the ADX values. The red line is the ADX and the blue line is the ADX based EMA. When the ADX moves up, the EMA will shortly follow after. Now, if you want to use the ADX with an EMA filter, that will mean that both long and short entries are only allowed if the ADX is above the ADX based EMA. Why? Well, the ADX indicator mainly used to show the strength of the current trend. So, for example, here you can see that we have a pretty strong downtrend, but before that it was flat in this period. If you take a look on the ADX in that period where the price was moving sideways, the ADX is also at a low level, but as soon as the price starts moving in bigger percentages, the ADX starts to pick up. So ideally, depending on the strategy what you are building, it is better to enter into trades when the price is already in a big movement. That's why we have the ADX plus EMA filter. If the ADX is higher than the ADX based EMA, that means that the strength of the price movement is growing because the ADX value is getting higher and higher. But when the opposite happens, so the ADX is under its ADX based EMA, that means that the price is slowing or tries to change direction, and it might not be a good idea to enter. Getting back to the script, you not only can use this ADX with an EMA. If you don't want to use the EMA, you just untick the ADX EMA filter, and you can simply set up low and high levels for the ADX. So now on default it's set to 20 and 40. And what does that mean? Let me set up two lines for the 20 and the 40 level on the ADX, and we hide the EMA. So this should be 20 and this one should be 40. Now if this is the case, that the low limit is 20 and the high limit is 40, the script will only allow to enter trades when the ADX value is between these two levels. So during this period, entries would have been allowed, but here no entries are allowed, and under the lower level, no entries are allowed either. Simple as that. Moving on, we are almost finished, and then I will show you this optimized strategy I built with this new script. A new indicator is the volume EMA filter. Now, from my previous experience, this simple volume with EMA filter can work great, so I decided to just add it in the script because it doesn't take much space in the codebase. How does that work? Very simple. Let's add the volume, this one, and then EMA. I will move the volume to a separate window down here, and we will grab the EMA and put it on the volume and change its source to volume. Okay, now the EMA moves according to the volume value. Now when you are using the volume with EMA filter, you only allow long and short trades when the volume, which are these bars, is higher than the volume based EMA, which is this blue line. So here no entries would have been allowed, but on these candles and on these candles, long and short entries are allowed. Simple as that. Okay, back to the script. The TDFI filter was in the previous update too, but now I introduced the days and time ranges filter. This one looks different from what we have in our premium scripts, but you can almost set it up the same. Here you can decide on which days you want to allow trades. If you want to allow trades on Monday, you need to leave this box ticked. On Tuesday, you need to tick this box. On Wednesday, tick the box, and so on and so on. Also, for each day you can decide from when till when you allow trading for the script. And why is this good? Let's say you want to build a strategy that only trades between 8 AM and 10 AM. To do that, just set the start hour to 8 and the end hour to 7:59. And on Monday from now on, trades will be only allowed from 8 AM till 10 AM. And you can do that with all the other days. And on the bottom, you have the automation section. Now, if you become a Smart Trader Team member to get access to this script, I will send you over all the guides you need to understand how to use these automation sections. But basically, for long entries, you will have to set a long alert message that your third-party automation service will use to enter trade. And you also need to set up the long exit alerts. Okay, and with that, we finished going over all the updates I've made so far on the Best Strategy version 2 beta script. Now, in the future, I will make maybe 1 or 2 more changes, adding some more filters, options, trade management, and so on and so on. And once I'm finished with that, I will start working on all of our current premium scripts. So all of them will get a version 2 update from version 1 with all of these filters and options. And now let's see the optimized strategy. So quickly, here you can see the results for the optimized strategy. I optimized from January 1st, 2021 till January 1st, 2022, leaving around 8 months of out of sample data, because today is 11th of August 2025. And why is it important? Well, you can easily over-optimize or overfit a strategy. If you don't know anything about that, I highly recommend you do some research on Google or with ChatGPT. Ask it what is over-optimization and overfitting in trading. He will explain you simply. But technically, if you don't have an out-of-sample data for which the strategy was not optimized for, and you start trading the strategy right away, you can easily fall into the trap that you over-optimize the strategy and your strategy won't be performing good after the optimization date range. So each time I optimize, I leave a few months of out-of-sample data, and once my optimization is finished, I check how the strategy performs after the optimization date. If it performs good, then it potentially will be a good optimization, but if it's not, then of course it won't be a good one. Okay, now let me explain the strategy, then I will show you the performance metrics, and the after optimization date results, and 2 years before the optimization date. Let's get started. Okay, so I already set up everything I need for this strategy, but let me show you the indicators first. For this strategy, you will need the super trend. This will be one of our entry signal indicators. Add this one. You will need the Donchian trend ribbon. This will be your secondary entry signal indicator. For trading stop loss, we will use the Donchian channel, this one. This basically is a swing low, swing high trading stop loss, if used correctly. We will need a trend filter, which is the triangular moving average, or TMA. This one by Everget. We will need the MFI, or money flow index. Click on this one, and an EMA for that. So add a moving average exponential, and you will need to place the moving average on the MFI. And finally, we'll need the TDFI, one of the best filtering indicators I ever found. Add this one to your chart. Oh, and let's not forget about our fixed stop loss and take profit indicator, the NNFX ATR. Add this one. Okay, we have all of the indicators on the chart, but we need to change the settings, so we are using the optimized parameter values. Also, don't forget to be on the NQ1, this one, on the 1 hour chart. Okay, let's start off with the NNFX ATR, or fixed stop loss and take profit level indicator. The X value, which is the period, should be set at 23. The take profit value is a 30 multiplier, and the stop loss value is a 3 multiplier. This will result in a 1 to 10 risk reward ratio, but the take profit level almost never gets hit because we are using trading stop loss. In the styles tab, make sure the main ATR is unchecked, make sure the sell SL and the buy SL is unchecked, because this is a long only strategy, and change the line styles to step line. Okay, moving on, the super trend should use a 40 ATR period, the source is H plus L divided by 2, and the ATR multiplier is 2. The default value is 3, so this one will give slightly more entry signals. In the styles tab, you can uncheck the downtrend begin, the sell, these plotting options, highlighters, and these two, because we only need the buy signals. Next up, the Donchian channel, or trading stop loss, set its length to 40. This means that the trading stop loss will be placed at the lowest point of the last 40 candles, and it can only move upwards. You can go to the styles tab and uncheck the upper line, we won't need that, just the low line, and the background is unnecessary. Okay, the triangular moving average or trend filter. With this one, the goal is to allow trades only in the trend direction. So we use a 35 length, a bit of fast moving average, but the optimization showed that this works the best. Next up, the MFI or money flow index. Its length should be 5. And you can uncheck all of these options. And the MFI based EMA, set its source to MFI, its length to 150. And that's all, I think, yeah. And the TDFI. As we are trading longs only, you should only worry about the filter high, which is 0.08, and the look back period, which is 5. In the styles tab, I set both of the levels to 0.05, so as you can see, it colors green above 0.08 and red below 0.08. You can change the line style to columns. It will be easier to see where are the green bars when we allow trades. Oh, and finally the Donchian trend ribbon on the button. Let's move it upwards a bit. So this is our secondary entry signal indicator. When this one turns from red to green, it is a long entry signal, and when it turns from green to red, that's a short entry signal. In its settings, change its period to 35. And with that, we have set up all of the indicators needed with the correct parameter settings. So now let's see the rules for long entries and exits. Okay, here we have a very good trade. Let's take a look. This one. So for a very long entry, we first need the entry signal. The entry signal is either a super trend buy signal, like this one, or a switch from red to green on the Donchian trend ribbon. This time we are using the super trend buy signal. Next up, the price needs to close above the 35 length TMA, which is this line here, and as you can see it closed above it, so we can move on. On the MFI plus EMA filter, the MFI needs to be above the MFI based EMA. The purple line is the MFI and this white line is the EMA, so that rule is also met. On the TDFI needs to be green, which is the case here. And with that, all of the rules are met, so we can enter into a long position. This strategy is a mid-level difficulty, so you can easily try it out with manual trading, but of course it's easier using our strategy scripts, which you can get access again on our Patreon by becoming a Smart Trader tier member, link is in the description. Okay, entry will be at the close of the signal candle or at the open of the next candle. As you can see, the script enters at the open of the next candle. Stop loss will be placed at a 3 times ATR distance, which is right here at the NNFX ATR red line. And the take profit at the 30 times ATR distance, which is way up higher, right there. This results in a 1 to 10 risk to reward ratio, but of course we are using a trading stop loss, so that take profit level doesn't get hit frequently. But what about the trading stop loss? For that, we are using the Donchian channel, which is this blue line right here. This will move according to the lowest point of the last 40 candles. So at the entry, the lowest point of the last 40 candles was here. So it puts the trading stop loss right there. But as we move on, you can see that it moves up and up as the price goes. Now let's see how this trade plays out. Right after here, the trading stop loss will protect us from losing on this trade as it's already higher than the entry level. But we don't stop there, as this price movement was really strong, and the final exit was somewhere around here, right there. And that was because the Donchian trading stop loss got hit. This was the latest highest point of it, and the price then turned down. So with this strategy, you can set up 3 different stop loss and 3 different take profit levels. You can use an ATR based trading stop loss, a Donchian based trading stop loss. You can use the fixed ATR based stop loss. You can use a fixed ATR based take profit level. You can use an MA crossover based exit, and you can use an RSI based exit. Probably in the next update I will add 1 or 2 more exits, like the squeeze momentum, which we have in all of our premium scripts, because that works pretty well. So this trade was a winner, but instead of a 1 to 10 risk to reward ratio, it was only 3.74. But as I told you, I optimized this strategy and this combination gave the best results. Okay, and with that now you know all the entry and exit rules of this strategy. You need to use the fixed ATR based take profit and stop loss levels, the Donchian trading stop loss, for entries the super trend and the Donchian trend ribbon, for filters the MFI with EMA and the TDFI. Oh, and don't forget about the triangular moving average for trend filtering. And now, let's see the backtest results, both the in-sample and the out-of-sample. Okay, as I mentioned earlier, the strategy was optimized on a 4-year time interval from January 1st, 2021 till January 1st, 2025. And these are the results. Oh, but I forgot to tell you about the position sizing and the fee structure, which is really important. So let's see the inputs tab. And as you can see, I'm using the risk management position sizing with the initial capital, which means that if we start trading with $1,000, on each trade we will risk 0.3% of that $1,000. That means if the NNFX ATR stop loss got hit right away after the entry, we will only lose 0.3% of our $1,000. Now for this, if you want to trade the strategy manually, you need to do calculations, so that's pretty difficult to do. That's why we are using scripts like these. And in the properties tab, I set up 1 million initial capital and a 1 million order size, but don't worry about this order size because we are using the risk percentage based position sizing. The commission is set to 2.5 USD per contract and the slippage is 20 ticks. Okay, and so now here are the results. This blue line shows you the buy and hold equity curve. So if you would have bought in to NQ1 or the US 100 right here, then your profit would have ended up right here. But compared to that, our strategy script, which you can see with this line, performed exceptionally well, making around 5 to 10 times more than the buy and hold. Here you can see the performance metrics, the trade analysis, and the risk performance ratio. Okay, now, but this is only the in-sample data, so let's take a look on the after optimization date performance, which is the most important thing. So I will change the date range to start from 2025, the 1st of January, to end on 2025, the 11th of August, today's date. Let's generate the results. And here are the results. This is not the best equity curve I've seen, but all of its values are inside my tolerance levels. So the script took around 29 trades, generated 31% net profit with 26% maximum drawdown, and a 1.4 profit factor. Not the greatest results, but in algorithmic trading, the goal is to have a handful of optimized strategies that you can use simultaneously. So if one doesn't perform as well as the other, then you are still good to go, because you learn multiple strategies at the same time. Now I also took a look on before the optimization date results, because that is also out of sample, but it doesn't really matter because we are interested about the after optimization date performance. But let me show you. So let's set 2019, the 1st of January, till 2021, the 1st of January. And these are those results. It looks pretty good for 2 years. 107 trades with 174% net profit, a bit high drawdown, around 40%. That was during this period probably. And a 1.5 profit factor. The strategy outperformed the buy and holds in this case too, which is a good sign. Okay, so that's all about the strategy and the updated best strategy version 2 strategy script. Let me know if you have any other filters you want me to add to this strategy or any other trade management options. I will for sure add a partial exit, just like in our other premium scripts, so you can set 50% exit after a 1-to-2 risk-reward ratio. That is good for trade management. And a few other stuffs I will take a look. And that wraps up today's video. If you want to try out the strategy script I presented in today's video and have access to many more premium strategy scripts we developed over the years, and of course many optimizations, check out our Patreon and become a Smart Trader tier member today. Links can be found down in the description. If you want to buy full source code strategy scripts or need help in coding your own strategy or optimizing any strategy, check out my Patreon shop as I offer all of these services there. If you have any questions, feel free to contact me through email or Discord. For example, if you want to discuss your strategy you want to get coded, or just ask a simple question. Again, all information is down in the description. If you want to see how well our premium strategy scripts in the Smart Trader tier membership performed in the last 6 months, check out this video. Or if you want to see another highly profitable strategy created with one of our premium scripts, check out this video. As always, thank you all for watching, have an amazing day, and until next time, trade smart.